But yeah,
So,
introducing the legendary TJ Chill and Johnny D from KAOS Krew, 30-year legacy. Let's go.
30-year legacy. Jeez. Let's see some fire emojis up in there, please. Ladies and gents. Johnny D,
Yo.
salute. Yes, man. Thanks for being involved, bruv.
It's good to be here. Nice to be here. Good opportunity to promote the jam and that.
Definitely.
It's nice to be here with you guys as well.
Definitely, man.
Good to have
30th
you.
of September. 30th of September, mother lovers. We're going to make sure you lot have that imprinted in your brain. You know what I mean? Yo, so yeah, man. So we've been looking at the whole KAOS Krew thing, and obviously Theo was talking about it. But yeah, we need to step back, like go back in time. I guess 30 years, is it?
Yeah.
30 years ago.
Yeah.
Well, this is the thing. This is the 90s. You know what I mean? It weren't even that long ago, but this is the 90s.
late 80s.
Yes, TJ Chill. So going into the late 80s, right? All right, late 80s, yeah. You guys, where are you from? You're North Wheezy? Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are North Wheezy. That's where it all sort of started. You know, by the way, good evening, everyone.
This is
Peace and
TJ Chill.
blessings.
TJ Chill, ladies and gentlemen.
And thanks so much for having us on. And nice, man.
our
No
pleasure.
track complaints department I've had.
Oh.
I've been playing on repeat since it came
Wow.
out, man.
Cheers,
Love
bro,
it.
man. Good old Dave, mate. That's
You know, I
Dave,
got the
you know
whole
what I mean?
anthology.
Serious?
Let that be on record.
Wow,
yes,
that's
sir.
crazy, man. Jeez.
Yeah, so in terms, I'm not one who likes to talk about way back in the day, but because the story hasn't really been told, and this is a great opportunity, we're amongst friends.
Yeah, man.
You know, we can take it there. So
I want to find out, I want to find out how you guys, obviously how you met, but how you even got into hip hop music, first of all, because that's always an interesting story to me.
Yeah. Johnny, over to you first.
Well, how we met at school, innit? What year was it? Must be 83, 84.
Yep.
Met in school at a time when, if you was into hip hop, you was into all of hip hop. So it was you'd be breaking, popping, graphing, rhyming. Everyone was into the whole thing.
Yeah.
So we was in separate crews, and Chill and his crew was doing a little thing, and you know, it was back in the days stance. I was like, what's this? And after that, Chill reached out, and we was like, right, actually, Johnny, man, come into our crew, man. Let's do a thing together. And ever since then, well, Chill, tell him the rest, bro.
Indeed. So, the KAOS Krew officially started in 1985.
Wow.
Is when we started. But then, you know, I was into hip hop already from 1980. Johnny, you would have been into hip hop from when?
Similar, maybe a little bit afterwards. Electro as it was then, because it was oh man, electro tunes. And yeah.
And was that like, so where are you hearing this music? Was it on radio or?
It's well, as you alluded to before, Big Brother. So I've got an older brother, Herbie Hutch. Shout out to Herbie Hutch, and he's 3 years older than me. And we used to get tapes from our cousins in America and from friends. So we used to get those original Zulu Nation tapes from way back then, before the records were released and stuff. I have a clear memory that people used to say on the tapes, you know, this is the year 83, when it was actually 1981.
Wow.
And I don't know if that was because of like what we find today. You sort of record a tune, but you know you're not going to release it until when So he was into the electro, and I used to hate it. But then when you keep hearing music again and again and again, there's always one tune that stands out. Then two, then three, then four. Then before you know it, you know, you've got a collection that you really like. And it's all springboard from that. And then I had a stereo, and I was the beat provider for the Touch Crew. And the Touch Crew was led by Tilt. And Tilt was the first person in the UK to be arrested and jailed for graffiti.
Wow. Jeez.
So where are we at the moment? What area are we in where you're talking at the moment?
This is, we were from like Edgware in Harrow.
Okay.
So we were really cut off from anything. We used to sort of wave them off at Harrow bus station when they used to go down to Covent Garden and Paddington and do their battles and whatnot. But we were shorties at the time.
So with I want to understand the electro scene, because like Johnny was saying, that's what it was back then. That's what hip hop was, right? It kind of was birthed off the electro scene. So at that time, so you had people graphing, you had people dancing, like breaking. Is that right?
Well, I mean, Johnny, it wasn't really breaking to start off with. It was robotics.
Oh, like body
My
popping.
memory is the robotics came first. I remember the first piece of graffiti I saw was not on the wall, it was on the floor.
Oh,
and that was in our local park that both myself and Johnny went to. And this would have been 80, 81.
That was sprayed, not chalk, yeah?
Yeah, sprayed.
Wow. Okay, and so that's happening whilst the music is playing in the background.
Yep.
And then the same with popping, but then when did the rapping start coming in for you guys?
For me, it would have been around 82. And I'm starting to do Run DMC rhymes and all of that kind of stuff. Johnny, when was it for you?
Well, I think the first lyrics what I knew inside out was Gary Bird, The Crown. My friend's older sister used to play it. And I was like, what is that? You could just heard it. And it's like, it was about 15 minutes long. Stevie Wonder's on that record. And yeah, I think that was the first lyric that I kept saying round and around and around. I think that was the first one, the Gary Bird Experience, The Crown. Then there was other bits. So Run DMC, I remember Run DMC being at Sucker MCs. What else? Yeah, loads.
And then
from
that, like you said, because I remember, I think the first time it was like, yo, we used to write down like Big Daddy Kane lyrics or Rakim lyrics so we could rap them back. And then my brother was like, he's like, oh, why don't we try and write our own? And I was like, write your own, kind of thing. But yeah, I guess it's not the same way, right? Where you just like, okay, I could do this. Let me try this out, kind of thing. And then
yes, it was LSK who we've had the pleasure to work with up in Leeds. He dropped onto me. He was like, Johnny, he said, listen, before you do anything, before you write, everyone bites at one stage.
Yeah.
So everyone's learning of somebody else.
Yeah. That's basically it. But once you learn this, like the mechanics, then now you put your mark on it. Like, this is me. This is my voice. This is how I sound. This is what I rap about, type thing.
Yeah.
How did you not know what to rap about?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the accent. I gotta say, big up, man. Like,
you put the accent.
Listen, I gotta say, big shout out to Johnny D for that, because like back in the early days, I used to do the Yankee Doodle Doo thing, and it was Johnny who, when we were at school, used to play London Posse, Demon Boys, Syndicate, Cookie Crew. All of that stuff, and then he was like, "Nah, you can't rap like that. You have to rap like this." And
because don't forget, it was normal. It was normal.
It was, yeah.
We all did it to start with, because that's how you learn. Like we were saying earlier about you learn off listening to it. So if that's all you're hearing, that's all we was hearing.
Yeah.
That's what you're doing. Throw your hands in the air. That's what you're doing, because it's when you develop and you start to put your stamp on it and you're hearing other things. And what was out in the ether, so sound tapes.